Yes, people. Welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And what does my dumb Matisse say? Lateness is greatness. It's really not, but my apologies, people. But we are here. We are in the building. Big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. It's much appreciated and it does not go unnoticed. So large up to everybody that is currently locked in. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you are watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Share it across all the socials, please. Share it across all the socials. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Please make sure you do that. Hit the notification bell as well. Roll to 4K. Check out all the individual videos as well. And for those that haven't seen this show before, it is the ManDem United podcast, and it is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And as always with Manchester United, there's always something going on off and on the pitch, whether it's going very, very well or it's going very, very badly. So I thought, you know what? Since the City defeat, which we'll get to, the Manchester Derby defeat, I had to bring on some special guests because there is so much going on and so much to get through. So the first guest I am going to bring on is someone who's been a regular on this show. I did say to him that he would get more minutes on the show, as he said, you know what I'm saying, like 110%. And I said at least once a month, I will get him on, working very hard, creating his own content, great channel. Mr. Red United TV himself, Ivorian, is in the building. What are you telling me, fam? You good?
Bro, I'm good, man. Spiritually, I'm good. Emotionally, I'm good. But I'm just happy to be here because, of course, it's been an eventful week Manchester United has, especially on a Sunday, and we're here to discuss that. So for those who are tuning in, remember to subscribe, smash that like button, remember to share because we're going to have bants. And Flawless, I have to say, the introduction of lateness is greatness. Fantastic idea. I couldn't help but laugh, bro.
I got a big up Matisse in it. That's Matisse's thing. That's why I say on the front, I'm like, lateness is greatness, word to Matisse. So big up to my guy Matisse. For those that haven't seen him, Chelsea fan who I go on his channel on Thursdays on his Twitch. You see him he be on Sky Sports, he be on the Premier League show. Like this guy all over TV everywhere in it. So big up my guy Matisse. And the second guest, like I said, there's so much going on, like Ivorian just mentioned. There's so much going on with Manchester United. I was like, let me go and get another Manchester United fan to hop on to this show. So this guy is a regular on the channel, regular resident of Sarcasm City TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to name a building after him in Sarcasm City TV. You can catch him on the Manchester United watch-alongs, the NBA watch-alongs, the Q&A. He'd be on the Twitch, on GTA and that. I see him cracking up there in the back. My guy Eddie is in the building. What are you telling me, Eddie? You good?
Salute to my broskies, man. Slice, how we living, my guy?
What you saying, Eddie? All the way from the States and that?
You know, hey, it's gonna be a link international, baby. Man. You know how that go. Hey, thank you for that introduction, man. Flawless, man. I want to play catch up on these introductions, man. You make me feel real good about myself. Better than my girl make me feel, you dig. You
right.
You ain't ever gonna do, you dig. So
it's only right, you know what I'm saying? Like being on here, you know what I'm saying, whether you're a regular resident, whether you get invited and that, you know what I'm saying? Look at Peter Wiley in the comments. When you're here, it's a special occasion, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Any special guest, because anyone can't just run up in the city. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody got entrance to the city. Like you might have free passes. You know what I'm saying? Look how many shows you're on, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Same with Ivorian. If Ivorian was like, yo, let me jump on an NBA watch along, cool. You know what I'm saying? Once you're here, you get a free pass to go everywhere pretty much. That's how it works.
I love it. I love it. And shout out to you putting the Kenyans on stream. You dig? Take that, Peter. Hold that.
Yeah, man. Of course, man. International.
With the Ivorians, you dig? Hold that, Peter.
International Kenyans, Ivorians, whether it's Africans, whether it's Caribbean people, whether it's Americans, whether it's European. Like we welcome everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that we don't care about your passport. We care about the content of your character. Can you crack jokes? You know what I'm saying? Can you crack jokes?
Let the church say amen. Let the church say
amen. Do you know your football? That's all we care about over here. That's the criteria. We don't care about where you're from, the color of your skin. Do you tick them boxes? That's it. It's all multicultural over here. But yes, people, this is the ManDem United podcast. And like I said, it is dedicated to all things Manchester United. And the reason, Peter, why I took away the Bayern Salzburg stream is because I'm on radio. But if you want to do it, I'll add it back. But that's typical Peter saying Flawless at a Salzburg Bayern stream. What the fuck? I read that in his voice as well. Peter, if you want to do it, I'll add it back. So that's why I took it away, people. I'm on Unity Radio tonight with a radio station in the UK promoting music and all that stuff. So that's why I took it away, because I'm on there at 8. And I can't multiply myself. You get what I'm saying? And I can't split in 2 people and clone myself. If I could, I would, but I'll add it back. But yeah, we will get to all the comments, people. Do not worry about that. But the reason why I titled this one Manchester United drama on and off the pitch, bear in mind, we just got beat 4-1 in the derby. And I haven't mentioned Manchester City in the title because there's so much going on. So I'm going to get the thoughts from my Ivorian. I'm going to get the thoughts from Eddie. But we could even start before the game. So I'm going to run through all the drama on and off the pitch. First and foremost, Cristiano Ronaldo injured, according to Ralph. But then, according to social media, I believe his sister stated that Ronaldo wasn't injured and he was dropped. And then reports had said that Ronaldo didn't want to be in the squad because he had been dropped. So there's that. Then we have the actual game itself, people, which is kind of an afterthought. You know what I'm saying? We have the game itself where we got beat 4-1. Decent in the first half, I believe. Poor in the second half. Then we'll get into all of that. Then even after the game, Roy Keane had his rant. Gary Neville and Michael Richards got into it over Ralph Ragnick. The Scott McTominay interview. So there is so much going on. And not even that. See, I'm even forgetting stuff. Rashford. And the day after, Marcus Rashford. All the situation that came out with Marcus Rashford. So we are going to get into all of that. And you know what? We'll start with you, Ivorian. Your thoughts first and foremost on what I mentioned first, the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. So give us your thoughts on that. Do you believe it was right? I'll ask you, would you have if he was fit, or if he was fit, because we really don't know, would you have started him? Would you have dropped him? What do you think the right decision was?
Well, considering the situation that Manchester United in right now, we don't really have a striker. So although I think Ronaldo himself would have probably hindered the way Manchester United would want to attack, I still think that Ronaldo being there would have not made a difference regardless, man. So whether Ronaldo was meant to be dropped, yeah, rightly so. Like, I kind of stick with Ralph's situation, Ralph's thoughts, Ronaldo for himself to say that he was injured or he wasn't injured or he wasn't fit because he didn't want to participate in being a squad member in that match day isn't good enough for me, because it just spells selfishness. And it's the same situation that's going on across the board with all Manchester United players. Not just Ronaldo itself. Like, Cavani picks and chooses when he wants to play, when he's fit. But back to the Ronaldo situation, I would have not started him, and I was expecting Ronaldo to not to start, maybe to come on and have an impact, because for him to waste all his time running around for 60, 70 minutes, getting tired, chasing the ball trying to chase the ball or get the ball off of City would have been a waste. With the sister situation, and this is a problem at Manchester United, which I want to know, why is it okay for everyone else's relatives to tweet about Manchester United and go against Manchester United? Since when did we have that? We never had that previously, obviously, because there was no Twitter, no Instagram during the Alex Ferguson reign. But Alex Ferguson would have stopped the situation. And that's my problem there. Why is Ronaldo's sister going on Instagram and saying Ronaldo's not injured? Do you need to speak for him? Are you his advocate? Are you Paul Heyman? You're not Paul Heyman.
That's what I thought, yo. As soon as you said advocate, I thought of Paul Heyman. I'm not going to lie.
It just sheds bad light on Manchester United. We already got enough shit. We don't need any more shit and stress. We don't need EastEnders drama. We don't need Hollywood drama. Sorry, Eddie. If you've ever watched EastEnders, I know you probably got BBC America and they were like 2 or 3 days behind. But I'm tired of this. We don't need this situation. Now, Eddie, what's your thoughts on the Ronaldo situation?
I take it from two sides. I look at it from his side and from my side as a fan. From his side, family's gonna do what family's gonna do, right? So they gonna be your biggest advocates and they gonna fight to you even when you wrong as hell. His sister doing that just goes to show you what type of control I think the club have over everything. Because I'm just going to be real. There are clubs out there that will put it bluntly to the family. Listen, if y'all come out here and speak up, we will have a problem. This is nothing new. Family members going out their way to make their voices felt and opinions felt. But for his sister to just be so relaxed to do it, like she just put my man Double R on Front Street. Like, no, he wasn't injured. He didn't have anything wrong. He was fine. He could have played. The manager said no. How is she so tapped in that she can just put that out there, right? That's my thing from first off. Second off, as a fan, someone who's been watching the games, and Flawless will let you know this too. He'll confirm this. I've been saying it's been time for him to sit.
Yeah, you did say. Yeah, right? You have been.
It's been time for him to sit. I don't know if he's injured or if it's just that time. You know, they say Father Time is undefeated. I don't know if it's that or if he's injured or what. But how he was playing was not conducive for our success. That's just a fact, right? If you
sorry to cut you off, Eddie. Sorry to cut you off. Keep that thought in mind. Welcome to the show. Another regular resident of Sarcasm City TV. Catch him on the Watcher Logs. Dan United is in the building. What are you telling me, Dan?
Bad.
What up, my brothers? What's happening? You man are too sick, brother. I'm sitting back listening to you, man. I'm like, yeah, this is real shit. Eddie, I don't know what you said about Sutton Front Street or something, bro. What was that? Oh, dying, bro.
Business on Front Street. For the business on Front Street. That's what he said. But Dan, have you met Ivorian before? Ivorian, that's Dan. That's Ivorian.
Bro. How are you?
No, I'm just saying it's like, yo, how you let out all the company secrets? How you let out all the company secrets? If we was KFC, you told all 11 herbs is spicy. If we was Burger King, you told them what makes the Whopper sauce. You can't be out here doing this to the club, yo. Like, it's just what it is. And so, but it's not just him. We got people who feel bold enough to talk about, you know, I might be playing my last couple days for United. You know, I don't know what my things is, what my future holds. You know, I think the manager, he's over his head. The fuck have you wanted to consider anybody over their head? How do you know what over the head looks like?
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all only got a Europa League. At least LaBille got a World Cup. CR7 got some Champions Leagues. Even fucking Sancho got a Bundesliga. You bum ass boys on this team
go
talking tough with a Europa League should be ashamed of yourself, and I'm gonna leave it at
that. So Dan, you can see where we're at. I've already given his thoughts. As Eddie, you were listening. Your thoughts on we're starting at the beginning. So the Ronaldo situation. So Eddie's already mentioned that Ralph said he was injured. Then his sisters come out and said no, he wasn't. He was dropped. He didn't want to, but he did not want to be in the squad. But he was dropped, so that's why he wasn't there. But your thought. What I want to ask you is, would you have played him regardless? Would you have played him if he was fit, or do you think it was right? Ralph made the right decision to drop him. All right, go on, talk about it.
My bad. He got a German cup.
Yeah. That's why I understood the point you was getting off. That's why I didn't interrupt. He's still one spin up. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on, Dan.
Yeah, nah, man. Ronaldo's been dead, innit? So, nah. I personally didn't want him to play. But when you're playing against Man City, man, I don't know, man. It's just big game players and stuff, man. But, yeah, his whole thing about his sister and that, I don't know, bro. It's like, Eddie, I can only echo what you, man, already said, man. This club is a shambles, bro. Like, it's always like contradictory shit going on, and then just same thing happened with Martial when his goal come out and started saying this and that, he's not injured, blah blah blah. It's happening with everyone. Cavani just out here, permanent vacation and that. Like every player just mugs it. Like everyone playing, no one gives a shit. No one gives two shits at this club, bro. And I don't know why that is. Like it's just the whole running of everything is a joke, which we keep reiterating, but it is what it is, man. What's going to change? How is it going to change? What are we going to do to make it change? What can we do? I don't know. I think it's just going to be a long wait until we see significant change, man, of this structure and this running of this club.
I think
might take a whole lifetime. I don't know.
Yeah. One of them, it could take 5-10 years. It could take more. It could take 10-15. It could take 20. It is a gradual thing. Like I said, it is a gradual thing, but it can be turned around because we've seen other teams do it. Liverpool have been terrible the majority of our lives. Let's call it a spade. But they got the structure in place and got it right. With the right people at top, even though they ain't overly happy about their owners, and they got a manager in. I'm saying they got their recruitment correct. They got the way they've sold players correctly as well. There's a reason they went 31 years without a league title. That's not an accident or however long it was. So it can be turned around, but it is just tough for us. It's very tough. In regards to the Ronaldo one, I think Ralph was definitely right to drop him, because Ronaldo should not be on the pitch. You're not dominating the ball. we are not dominating the ball against Manchester City. That is not happening. The game plan is counter-attack. That's how you pitch up against Man. I don't think there's a team, maybe Liverpool, like the only team I can think of in this country that might match Manchester City in terms of possession. That's there's nobody else whatsoever. There's nobody else whatsoever. If I watch them batter PSG in terms of possession, even though they beat PSG, I watched them batter PSG in one of those group games that they lost. Even last season, they played them in the semi-final. The home leg, they battered PSG in terms of not the scoreline, but in terms of the way they moved the ball. So to play Ronaldo, to me, would have been silly. Ralph made the correct decision, the game plan. And if Ralph turned around and said he's injured rather than he's dropped, he's trying to make you save face Ronaldo. Which, whether Ronaldo's goal can take that, I don't know. But to me, I don't believe that Ronaldo refused to be on the bench. He doesn't seem like that character. He might sulk on the bench. You might be unhappy, but I don't see him refusing.
No, I don't know. Sorry, Flawless. I don't know if it's just me, but you keep breaking.
Is my mic messing up? Give me 1 sec.
A little bit, yeah.
One sec. Is it? 1 sec. Back in 1 sec. You man hold it down. Yo, everyone hit the like button. 1 sec.
Everyone smash that like, blood.
Smash the like.
All right, what Ivorian, you're in charge now, blood.
Yeah, I'm in charge. But back to what he was saying there. In my opinion, if Ronaldo actually did refuse to not play because he was going to be on the bench, now that's just a selfish behavior, and this is something that we don't want. We have a lot of that selfish behavior. Again, we was talking about Cavani. He picks and choose when he wants to play. Like, what is this? Oh, I can't play this weekend. I'm sick, boss.
Yeah, but in the past, have you seen Ronaldo do something like that? Like,
not at all. But that's because other clubs behave differently. Our club, you can do what you want. Yeah. You can tweet against the club. You can call in sick when you're not sick. You know, you can fake shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. If it was me, I would have somebody. When the next time Cavani goes on his little South America trip with his girl, take his passport. Don't even let the brother come back in the country. Let him stay there. He's having a better time taking Instagram photos, being out there on horses, watching fights, than playing for us. Go live your life, fam. Go retire. Go play in Uruguay, man. Shout out for, I don't even know what you brought us, but shout out to you for even showing up. But I'm good off you, bro. You can leave now. We got to get ruthless, bro. That was why the best news I heard, I think you said it the other day, Foss, was that we are putting a halt on contract extensions for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we need a reset. We need a reset. We need to generally get rid of a large majority of these players in order to undo all the damage that was done these last 5 years.
Absolutely. My clear now. You mind hear better?
Oh, it's a bit better.
A bit better.
Well, is it still fucking
breaking
up?
A little bit?
Was it breaking a little bit? All right, you might keep 1 sec.
Yeah.
Keep going 1 sec.
We can still get the gist of what you're saying, but certain words.
Give me 1 sec. Yeah. It's this laptop. Give me 2 secs. Yeah. You might keep the show going.
All right. Well, we might as well just move on to the Man City game. Let's hope everyone else is satisfied. Because, boy, what a game it was, guys. What a game for us, for our Sunday. Ruin our Sundays, ruin our weekend, because we know how we all are. Our week depends on how well our team is. You know, for me to say I've had a good week, my team must win. Once I could have the best weekend, I could have had the best girl in my world, done whatever I done, do whatever, eat the best food that weekend. But as soon as Manchester United lose, that's it. My weekend is finished. That game there against Manchester City, and I want to talk about it because it was shambles. I expected us to lose, but I didn't expect us to lose like that.
I had a feeling we would, to be fair, man.
That first 45 minutes, we was all right. Manchester United did all right. Yeah. Okay. Try to compete in a situation with Man City. Of course, they scored the first goal, which was so damn easy for them to score. Maguire, again, I don't even...
We got to have a whole section about him too, bro. We got to talk about
him.
Shit,
you know what? I didn't even mention him when I was talking about all the drama off and on the pitch and that. I forgot him. There's so much going. We really are EastEnders, man. There's hella storylines, man. Every family got a storyline, man. All across the square. Just pure drama. Everybody in some passer, in some problems, in some beef. Like, I named 5 or 6 things and I forgot about Maguire. I legit forgot about it. Like, legit, it's man. Wild. It's wild. It is. It is. It's very wild in that. It is. It's massive. But yeah, just quickly on the Ronaldo thing I was talking about. Yeah, you don't play him in these games and that. But do I believe he refused to sit on the bench? No, I don't think so. I don't think he refused to sit on the bench. I think that's people just adding some salt to, you know what I'm saying, to the dish. Yeah. And it's like there's no need because the fire is already out of control. Like this is a wild forest fire that can't be stopped.
Ronaldo's a professional, man. I doubt he would
refuse. Yeah. But Ralph made the correct decision if he did drop him. Yeah, go on, Eddie. Go on.
Here's the thing: why I could honestly see him refusing, right? Because I think Ronaldo looks at the quality of men that he's playing with, right? Mm. And somehow, some way, we've pinpointed him, and others are still getting this kind of invisibility cloak put on them, like they don't have any type of bad performances. That's the only thing I get with Ronaldo. Like, if you're going to be this type of way, there are multiple players in the starting 11 who can't cut it and who don't cut it, but eventually they never get taken out the starting 11. But when it comes to Ronaldo, for some reason, he's the one that we have to get up out of here. From that respect, I can get him. It's still like you still expect a bit more from him, but I can get his frustration.
Yeah, I understand his frustration because of the level he's at, and his level is to not compete. His level is to win things. But then that ties into Ronaldo's got to look at this situation and go, did you really expect to come here and compete? Did you really think that? Because you could have hit me and I could have told you weren't competing here. Don't come back. I said this all along, like, surely there's no way. And that's why you have to, and I love Ronaldo, but you have to put some fault and blame on him and his frustration. Did you not watch us the season before? What made you think you was going to land and all of a sudden it was just going to click?
He's Mr. Ronaldo. He thinks he's a one man. Like, he thinks he can do everything, bro.
And you know what? He used to be that guy. If this is prime Ronaldo we're talking about, we're contenders for the Champions League. With prime Ronaldo,
he's always going to think he's that guy, innit?
And you know what? That's self-awareness. And that's a lack of it. That you thought you was going to land with Oli as manager and our midfield as it is and our defense as it is and go, yeah, this is it. Really? Yeah. Like, come on, man. Self-awareness. And then I understand his frustration, but you are a part. Do I believe Ronaldo is the only problem? No. Do I believe he is the biggest problem? No. But is he a problem? Yes. Because for where Manchester United, he is here to win now. We are not set up or built to we need a rebuild from the rebuild because the original rebuild was that bad. We do. We need a rebuild from the rebuild because the rebuild was that bad. So the original rebuild got messed up so much it settles back on the rebuild. That's what it was. Like this house was built. This house is built on sand. What even sand? It was water. You know what I'm saying? We didn't realize how bad it was. It's like, oh shit, this is a whole different job. Like we gotta blow the house up and start again. That's what it is.
Bouncy castle and shit. Like.
Yeah, it's a bouncy castle. 100%. 100%. It's all crazy. Big up everyone in the chat as well. We'll move on from this and we'll go to, and yeah, I see you lot in the comments as well. We'll go to the actual game itself, which is now kind of like been an afterthought because of all the drama that's gone on. So Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Eddie, I see you there. Mate. Obviously, we was on a watch along together, so I know your thoughts. But what are your thoughts? Because I thought it was a game of two halves. That's just me. But what are your overall thoughts on the game in terms of the 4-1 result, the first half, the second half? Any individual players that stood out for being good in parts? Any individual players you thought was bad? Like, let us know.
It was in summary, it was like we've all been in group projects, and I'll cut to y'all like this. We had the valedictorian paired with the class clown and the brother who don't even know what time school starts. And you had one trying to do all the work. You had a couple, like two. I would honestly give two people credit. I'll give Sancho and De Gea. I'll give those two credit. And I'll give Pogba a slight bit of credit for his first half, but then as the game went on, and we started not having the ball, you started to see his deficiencies really show. He kind of floundered. He kind of sunk at the rest of that point. So I'll just put Sancho and De Gea. But for Harry Maguire to be practicing dummies in front of goal, Scott McTominay, brother, you cannot put your hand in another man's pocket and then just walk around the pitch hoping you don't get seen. It doesn't work like that, bro. We see you.
We do see you.
Lindelof, you had a couple weeks of me not calling you Linda. Now you Linda times 2. So the whole lot, I'm cool off him, bro. I'm cool off him. Only one I'm rocking with is Ralph and Sancho. And I'm sorry, it hurts me, but I'm like, bro, Pogba, you got to go, bro. I haven't been to that point yet. I have never came to my point in my Manchester United fandom where I say the best player has to go. But I'm just like, bro, your talent is going to get wasted in another rebuild for what? For what? You don't even fit. Like, again, we have Sancho is our focal point of this rebuild. At least we have that to go off of.
Yeah.
Everybody else, arrivederci. I could care less if y'all end up in Saudi Arabia. But don't come back to Manchester United next year. Please don't.
Yeah, facts. And just wanted to get to this quick before I ask Ivorian's thoughts on the game. Looking back at it right now, can we give Ollie some slack? No, because these are his players.
Ban him right now.
Yeah, I feel if he wasn't a regular, I would time him out. But no, we don't. Because the reason why I'm so hot, these are his players. The players we are talking about, these are his players. And the ones that aren't his players, he continued to play all the problems. Wan-Bissaka is his player. Luke Shaw, he continued to play. Maguire is his signing. Lindelof, he continued to play. McTominay, he continued to play. Bruno, he continued to play. Sancho, he didn't know what to do with. Varane, he rushed back. Dan James, he continued to play when he was here. Rashford, he ran into the ground. Cristiano Ronaldo, he continued to play even when he was performing poorly. Should I go? I just named 11 man. That's a starting 11.
And I'll end with this.
And I can go on. So no, we're not cutting him some slack. Absolutely not.
The worst thing that man did, I won't even mention his name. Is he had these bums thinking that they were actually nice so they could talk crazy. That's the worst thing he did.
We're not doing that. So Ivorian, your thoughts on the game? I just had to get to that quick.
No worries. As I was saying earlier on to the guys, if it was Eddie and Danny, I was saying exactly. They ruined my weekend. I've always. I will say in this way, my weekend is based on how good my team does on the weekend if they win. You know, I had a good week if my team hasn't won. I was saying to Eddie, I could have the baddest bee in the world the night before that. Went to a mad party, ate the best food, saw Salt Bay put salt on my food, ended up seeing Beyonce, she gave me a peck on the cheek. But the very next day, my team loses, my weekend is finished. Based on that match itself.
Oh my God.
2 different halves. The first 45 minutes was okay. Manchester United was in the game for 30 minutes. For what Maguire done, the first goal that was so damn easy for City, a typical City goal, you know, cross it in between the lines and someone taps it in, fizz it in and taps it in. But the ball to go underneath Maguire's feet, dummies it like Eddie says, and then looks shambolic in terms of trying to block it. It says it all about me regarding Maguire. The equalizer was exceptional. It was a very good goal, very good counter attack as well. The finish was superb. I would have loved it if Sancho rubbed it in their face even more. But at the end of the day, they threw the salt back at us and landed on our wound. And then for them to concede immediately after Kevin De Bruyne, and then after the next 45 minutes, it was shambles. The team went there. They were cowards. It summed it up when I was saying this earlier on. For me to see a skinny prick like Phil Foden out-muscle Spider-Man said it all. A skinny toothpick. I called him a toothpick. Foden is a toothpick. To out-muscle Wan-Bissaka said it all that, raw. We've really lost this game. Like, we've lost already, but we've really, really, really lost this game. To concede so many goals and the players giving up, the changes as well. The moment Pogba came off, which, again, I was upset, but I understood. He was having a stinker in the second half. He wasn't effective, so he needed to come off. But those who came on were worse than ever. It got worse as soon as Rashford and Lingard came on. It's been the worst performance I've seen.
It makes you think you should just kept Pogba on, innit, man? Because at least with someone like Pogba, he can make a difference, man. You know what I'm saying? He can play that killer pass, thread that killer ball in. Like, he can do things, man. We don't have that creativity, man, when Pogba's not on the field.
But man's done with these players. I've been done a very long time. I've lowered my expectations. I don't expect a top 4 finish. I said this in October, as soon as Oli lost us. Why do I say his name? I mean, previous regime, Lord Voldemort, lost the title. The whole title regime that was supposed to be on. I dropped my expectations. So this is not a surprise to me. This is a true, again, I'll say again to Paco, this is a true reflection of previous regime, a true reflection of where we are. We were supposed to be competing. You signed Sancho, you signed Ronaldo, you signed Varane, and was 7th, and you left us 8th with minus goal difference. And people still big up this man and say, Ralph only lost 2 games, and he's here to fix Ollie's mess. But it's a shambles now. But yes, I will move on.
I feel sorry for Ralph, man. I can't lie.
We're going to get onto the Ralph situation as well, because I do want to talk on the Gary Neville, Michael Richards, them going back and forth. Then obviously we got the Keane situation, Rashford. Like, there's so much. I don't even think we can fit it all into a 3-hour show. But yes, Dan, your thoughts on so much drama. Your thoughts on the actual game itself.
Like, initial thoughts going in, I thought we were going to get battered, and that's what happened, innit? I don't want to be that negative guy. I didn't put it into the universe. It was just in my head, innit? I was like, we're going to get fucked, innit? Because the sheer levels, I
said you're a sensible guy, so like it was highly likely that we could have
got to be real, innit? Where we're
at, sense. Yes,
where we're at and where they're at, and where they've been at and where we've been at. It's just levels to this shit, man. I'm watching the game. And it's complete different levels, man. Like, first off, like what you man was saying, we were kind of still in it. Like, we were in it at half time. I was like, all right, cool. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then I'm thinking, cool, push on second half. But then, boy, second half just obliterated, man. Absolutely obliterated, bro. And like Maguire, I don't know what he's on. I don't know what he's smoking. But bro, like I've already said he expects this, and so do I. That's why it don't ruin my weekend anymore. Like, because this is what is expected now. So how can I allow this shit to ruin my beautiful weekend? Yeah, it's not happening anymore. Yeah, but welcome. It is what it is, man.
I can tell you're just like, I expected that type of thing. I hear you. And we spoke on this obviously on a weekly basis on a regular. In regards to, and Don KJB, I see your comments. Don't worry, I'm starring some of the best comments to get back to. But obviously there's 4 mics here, so I will get to all the comments we can. But don't worry, man. ManDem United on Thursday. You got Q&As as well, so you lot can ask all questions. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Obviously super chat, and we'll get straight to whatever you've asked, whatever question you've asked us. In regards to the game, I agree. Like, and echo what you three have already said in regards to, we competed for a period of time. Like, City are levels above us, and like me and Statman Bain spoke on this, and he was like, we didn't really compete. I'm like, yeah, we did.
Flawless, did you really expect us to sustain 90
I didn't.
minutes?
But again, I know the level where Manchester United are at. We are talking about arguably the best team in the country, and arguably the best team in Europe. Why did people think we was gonna go there and compete from 1 minute to the last minute? I don't understand that. There's all this fake and false hope and false narrative that, we have a good record at the Etihad when games don't matter. I seen a quote, I don't know if it's actually true, but Pep said they beat us in the past when we've already been champions. 2 of those games, one of them was, like I've already said, was a Carabao Cup game. The second leg where they beat us 3-0 in the first leg. So the game's dead. The second one, I think they were on a 21 winning game streak in the Premier League and were 20 plus points clear. So it's like, obviously, but now this game, something's on it for them. And yes, they weren't in first or second gear, but I mean, they weren't playing their best football. But that's not on Manchester United. That City weren't playing their best football. And we competed. Yes, we conceded the goal. All right, cool. But it's not like De Gea in the first half was making save after save after save. He wasn't. Then we get back in the game 1-1, and then we just give away a sloppy goal. We do. Yes, Bainesy, first half hype, but we have to have that. Again, you were the guy who was talking quadruples when Ronaldo came in. So this is why now you're feeling the way you do, but we moved. There's still video footage of that. Go check it out, people. Go subscribe to Statman Baines's channel. But as I was saying, that second goal is criminal. And it's 3 terrible individual errors. And I've said this before. I said it on the watch along. I've said it after that. 3 individual errors, and the players all should do better. Alanga has the ball in the right back area. You're under no pressure. It's on your strongest foot. All you have to do is chip it over. Just chip it. You've got ample space. You can bend it round. You can go over. You can go to the left. He chips it. I can't remember who headed it and intercepted it. Lindelof, who Eddie's already mentioned. And it's amazing how people have swept this under the rug. Comes rushing out and Foden flicks it over his head. Now, if that's Maguire, that's what we're talking about. But because it's Lindelof, like, we're gonna brush it under the rug. You're welcome, Bainesy. We're gonna brush it under the rug. Like, no, we're gonna hold him accountable. Because when I'm critical of him on this show in particular, you get people in the comments, oh, you're too harsh on Lindelof. Where you at now? Where you at? Everybody quiet now. It's tumbleweed settings. I'm saying rushing out. If he doesn't rush out, Foden doesn't flick it over his head, and the rest of that don't happen. And then even after that, Maguire dummying the ball in the box, inexcusable. There's no defense of that whatsoever. 3 of the worst errors I've seen, especially the latter 2, because you're 2 senior centre backs. And they're basic things to do. And then we concede the second, and then we're 2-1 down at halftime. We should have went in at 1-1. And in the second half, we've seen this with Manchester United. This fits what we've been doing under Ralph in terms of our second halves being poor. We've seen this. Against Southampton, we conceded straight away in the second half. Burnley in the second half, I believe we conceded early. Brighton, we wasn't too good in the second half. And I'm sure there's more games. Before, under the last regime, we were second half FC. Now it seems we're first half FC. Because these players, again, Ralph took over a team who were defensively covering the least ground. We were the worst defensively in terms of statistically, in terms of conceding shots. And we was not pressing, not running, etc. So it's like, yeah, people try to hype up Lindelof. Everybody quiet now, though. You know what I'm saying? Lindelof is good, but not with Maguire. He's never been the guy. I don't think either of them are good enough EFAC. Never. That's been my point. I'm not saying Maguire is good. I'm saying neither of them for where Manchester United are trying to go are good enough. And that's the problem. I'm saying them 2 mistakes, our two centre backs have made key mistakes in the same goal. I'm saying the same goal. So that's my thoughts on the game. But it went pretty much, but it gave me hope in the first half. Because I'm like, all right, we can get there and try and compete. And we scored a good goal. Sancho had a good chance at 2-1 as well when he put it over the bar. But did we create enough going forward? No, but it's always going to be tough with them options. And obviously no Varane as well. But yeah, we'll move on in regards to trying to think where to go next. Go on to the Rashford situation. We'll go there. We'll go Rashford. We'll go. Actually, we won't go Rashford.
We go with the debate.
We'll go to the debate. Yes, that's it. See, that's why Ivorian said the debate. So we'll go with the debate between Gary Neville and Michael Richards. I'll be quick on this one. It's amazing how Gary Neville all of a sudden can criticize managers now. And he can tactically analyze. Yeah. You want to criticize Ralph now. But when it was your guy, when it was your man's, you didn't, when it was your friend, when it was your brethren in the dugout, you turned stupid and didn't want to say anything. You know what I'm saying? It was give him time. We shouldn't sack managers. Never. We got beat 5-0 at home to Liverpool and you still refuse to call him out. That is criminal. So and Gary Neville will turn around and say, I want what's best for Manchester United, not over your friendship with Ollie. Because this is why you didn't let Ralph get beat 5-0 at home to Liverpool. Let him do that. You're saying he needs to leave now. You're saying and I don't like that. So how you can put this on Ralph, and I see people blaming Ralph. Has he done some things wrong? Yes, like every manager will. You're not going to agree with every single manager. However, he's come into the worst possible predicament. And we've got results. People will wait. We haven't lost in 2 months. Yeah. Last time we lost was my birthday. This is second defeat. We hadn't lost since January the 3rd. And all of a sudden, I see people popping out. You see Ollie Innes popping out. You been waiting 2 months for this. And people are like, oh, we've got an easy run. We've seen Ollie lose easy runs. Did we not get battered 4-1 by Watford in his last game? Mm-hmm. Are people just forgetting that? Are people forgetting he left us 8th? People forgetting the teams we struggled against. All going 3 games in a row and 3-0 in a row last season and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. You lot never winning 2-3 games in a row. Yeah, first away defeat since what? So that's his first away defeat. And he lost at the ground of the champions. Like, it's not like he got beat by so. That's why I'm not on Ralph. And the reason why I'm not judging him so harshly is because he's only here till the end of the season. So why am I going to judge it interim? Like, if he's permanent, I'd be a lot more harsh. He's interim. I hope he goes into the consultancy role and we get a manager in. But yeah, your thoughts on that, Ivorian?
Yeah, you know what, with Gary Neville, I've had enough of him from the moment he took a video and done an IG live with Gary Neville saying, no, I'm not going to sit here and criticize my friend, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, like, you're a rubbish friend. Because my friend, if I had a friend, I want you to tell me that I'm shit at my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say, if you love Manchester United, it's Manchester United sometime over your friend, bro. But you didn't love. Gary Neville was a hypocrite. What the things he said regarding Ralph Ragnick, have you forgotten that Ralph Ragnick came to pick up your friend's slack? That's your friend's slack. Your friend's mess, he's come to try and fix. You know, we won't be in this situation if your friend didn't mess up. You know, showed us false lies. So Gary Neville is someone that I've actually lost respect for ever since he's done his Super League outrage and decided this is the time to condemn the Glazers and etc. When you've had all these years of the opportunity to condemn the Glazers and also slate other managers. He's the reason why Jose Mourinho stayed in the job for a couple of more months and we still ended up rotting. And he's also the reason why this previous scrub, Lord Voldemort, stayed as long as he can. What I didn't like about Gary Neville, he was so quick to shush Michael Richards and point out that he's speaking over his emotions when Michael Richards was trying to put out points. This didn't happen before. This happened previously. I remember a game we lost, and Gary Neville was in the gantry, and he was going back and forth, asking Gary Neville questions, where Gary Neville was just trying to avoid these questions.
I do remember what you're talking about.
Answer the question with a question. Yeah, Gary Neville can just piss off for all I care. I don't listen to him. I filtered him a long time ago. Yes, I don't want to be too rude and say something that will get in trouble, an orange, an amber on the monetization. So, you know, Gary Neville's got his peeps. So, you know, he's got someone there trolling, looking through and trying to find people that chat shit about him. But yeah, regarding that situation, I think Gary Neville should have spoken the truth. Regarding Rangnick, it's not his fault. These are the players' faults. You was quick to point when Oli was there. You was quick to point out that it was the players' fault and not the managers. All of a sudden, it's the manager's fault and not the players. The same players. That Ray Keane said they will throw any manager under the bus. Bear
in mind, these are the same players these are Oli signings. This is why I'm more critical. These are your guys. You made multiple signings. Therefore, the squad should be built in your image. And we got over 40 of you lot watching and not even 30 likes. So get the likes up. Right. And Eddie, Peter, this comment here cracked me up on that. And also on top of that, Peter, I didn't know if you were still in the building. The reason why I cancelled the Spurs Everton watch along is because I was doing bits with the channel. That's why I was doing stuff for the channel. Like if you look, the NBA, we have new thumbnails. So I was sorting that out, making sure everything was working and stuff like that. I'm always working when I'm not even working, Peter. So yeah, hold that. But go on, Eddie. Say, give us your thoughts.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave. I just got that
no
call. I'm gonna have to leave after I make this point. But it goes to what I've already just ended on. Gary Neville said these players will throw a manager under the bus.
I think that was Keane. I think Keane said that. Keane said that.
What are we saying? What are we seeing right now? What are we seeing right now?
I wouldn't even go that far with people saying they throw them under the bus. I think people who say that they overestimate some of these players in that. I don't think these players are throwing them under the bus. I think these players are just not that good.
I think what I mean by throwing them under the bus is they're making these sly little remarks to the press, undermining who he is as a manager and a man. Period. Because here's the thing. Oh, obviously.
Yeah, no stress, fam. I know you got a dip shortly, and that's cool.
I just end on this point. It's just because it's so important. Because it's like, for me, if I respect you, I'll say whatever I have to say to you, and it won't get out to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't respect you, I could care less how other people view you. I could care less. Because what does it matter to me?
Yeah.
We see with Gary Neville, hypocrisy at the highest level. Day in and day out. And I see it with the kind of pundits that we have covering the NBA here who used to play. It's like, oh, you actually forgot the game that you once loved. And this became something I think of, connections and friendships instead of presenting the game as it's being given. I checked out on Punditry. That's why I'm so thankful for this space and for the brothers that I got on this panel, because we don't keep it 100. We're not going if our star players, like I just said, Pogba is my motherfucking. I'm sorry for cutting, but he's my
that's cool.
Favorite player. It's him. I won't say the other one because I don't want to get kicked out of the United fan base, but I'm telling you, those two, big tall brother, you know what I'm talking about. We wore that blue. I'm telling you, bro, like if I can come out here and talk shit on him, I can give it to anybody when they deserve it. There's no consistency in the punditry that they give out on this club, and that goes to show you how much of an influence this club actually has in this media space, this social media space, when at the drop of a hat, all it takes is one little post from them and, oh yeah, Rashford better than Mbappe. Can you imagine we had people saying that? We had people really in our fan base saying Rashford is better than Mbappe, posting a picture of the hand on the head like that meant something. Come on, man.
Because we do gas up our players, and we do that. And I'm like guilty of that because I want what's best for Manchester United and because I'm a fan. But then again, I'm not on TV there to do my due diligence and be unbiased and do a job. Like Gary Neville is there as Gary Neville, the pundit. He's not there as Gary Neville, Manchester United pundit. Same way Michael Richards ain't there as Michael Richards, Manchester. You're supposed to be unbiased. Yes, we know you have your slight biases towards your club, but if it's getting to the point where it's affecting your judgment, turn around and say that. I've said this countless times. If Gary Neville turned around and said, Ollie's my guy, that's my friend, I can't critique him properly because I'm too close to the situation. We don't go, you know what, fair enough. Just don't have him talking about Manchester United games. Because I actually like Gary Neville when he's not talking about Manchester United. I like his punditry a lot when he's not talking, when he's talking about other clubs, whether that's City, whether that's Liverpool, whether that's Chelsea. He's normally pretty much spot on, and I can gauge where he's going. And then he's talking about Manchester United, and I'm like, you know this is lies. Because you own a football club, and I've watched you sack managers for much less. Like, let's not do that. Go watch the class of 92. When he's managing off with great series, they've sacked multiple managers. I think it's 3 or 4 for much less, where the expectation is much less. You're sacking managers from not going from, I think, like League 2 to League 1, but yet getting beat 5-0 at home to Liverpool is okay to you.
But hey, fellas,
make it make sense.
Have a good show, all right?
Yo, Eddie, bless up. I'll catch up with you soon, yeah?
All y'all talk to all y'all soon.
Catch up with you soon. But yeah, your thoughts on it, Dan. Your thoughts on it.
Bro, at the end of the day, yeah, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Forget the bias shit, man. Like, I get it. Like what you're saying, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I do get it. But like you said, he's in punditry now. This is not about biased or, you know what I'm saying? It's about just keeping it real. Analyze the shit and say it how it is. You know what I'm saying? And simple as that, bro. Yeah. Simple as that. So it is what it is, man. Neville's going to do what he does. A lot of these pundits are just smoking dust. I don't know what they're on, but it is what it is, man.
And to Brian, who says it can be both, flawless. I think people overanalyze our team. Like when as soon as we get a bad result and talk, and not just you, Brian, but I'm saying people talk about egos.
Man United at the end of the day, the magnifying glass is always on us.
Facts, or it's arrogance, or the players don't care. No, the players are just not good. Simple as that. And Ollie leaving has exposed that further, because now we have a manager who's come in and has put a system in place which allows these players to flourish. And we've seen that in terms of results. We've seen that in terms of the defensive performances. And we've seen that in terms of offensive. Because since Ralph has joined, I think Manchester United are second in terms of creating the most big chances. Second. But yet we're 6th or 7th in terms of goals scored during that period. So that shows he's put things in place. Defensively, we have improved in terms of stat test and eye test as well. Obviously, we got beat by City 4, but before that, I think it was only once or twice in his reign we've conceded more than 1 goal. And the stats tell you that also as well. So he's improving these. But of course, Nova Ran is going to be a massive hit. It's going to be a huge hit when you take him out and you have Lindelof and Maguire in there. But yeah, I just think the players just ain't that good. Like, simple as that. And that's why I was very critical, and others were critical of the last regime, because we've seen these players. But now he's gone. We're now looking at them more properly. Like, since the last guy left, I started looking at Bruno more properly. Because I'm like, with this manager, it don't matter. And when I started looking at Bruno real proper, I'm like, you're just not it. You're not. You know what I'm saying? You're the only creative player I know, or supposedly creative player, who shoot first. They don't exist anymore. If you look at most number 10s and 8s, in terms of from a creative perspective, they're pass first. Don't mean they don't score goals, but he is shoot first. He shoot on sight. And like I said, the last shoot on sight midfielder I remember is now currently on a loan at Everton, and that's Dele Alli. The game passes you by. That's the last one I remember. Because if you look at all of it, he's the last one. He's the last creative. No, not creative. He's the last attacking midfielder who was shoot first, who had success. And look how his career has gone at Spurs, because the game has moved on from there. If you look at most number 10s and 8s who are attacking, name me one people. Someone name me one in the chat with a team who's been successful competing at the top level.
Bro, that hope for the best tactic should only be deployed when it's near the end of the game, you got nothing left. You have to just hope for the best. But it's like Bruno does this on a regular. Anyway, like, what are you doing? Another game that passed him by that we didn't even discuss. Another game where he did nothing. All these world-class shouts, do something. I don't remember you having any impact whatsoever. And yet our fan base, for whatever reason, puts this guy on a pedestal, and I don't get it why. He's done less than the likes of Pogba, who's helped us win. He's done less than Jesse Lingard, who will criticize. He's done less than Jesse Lingard. Has at least helped us win 3 trophies, because he scored in the FA Cup. He was here for the League Cup. He's here for the Europa League. They the major trophies, no. But at least he's assisted us in that
Same way Martial has. Same way Pogba has. Rashford was a part of that as well, even though his form is poor. I don't get it. This guy gets put on his pedestal and is King Bruno and hailed up for what? Oh, he's leading us.
Based on his GA record, you know, the pundits himself didn't help. When Bruno was shining, they put him on the limelight like he was something else, like he was King Bruno. But they don't highlight his game in particular. They only highlight his best bits. They give us the YouTube clips. You know, the best bits about Bruno Fernandes, where we see the whole 90 minutes. We look at him and like, this guy can't even simplify his game. Hollywood passes left, right, and side, left, right, and like, if you want to shoot on sight, there's a place called Shyrock O Block. Go and shoot on sight, bro. This is Manchester United, man. This is Manchester United. Like, I've had enough of this. Like, it's so many frustrating. You can't play a good game of 90 minutes. When have I ever that's a question. When have we ever seen Bruno Fernandes play a 90-minute good game?
It's rare. It's extremely
very rare. Very rare he turns up in the big games. And my guy, Bernardo Silva, said, listen, he doesn't care about the GAs and he don't care about GAs and etc. All he cares is about keeping the ball, passing the ball, keeping it moving, and making the key passes that really matter. All this just loofing the ball up into rare space for someone to run up to or one-time passes. It's a waste. We're wasting chances. We're giving balls away. I like Bruno for what he's done so far. I do like him. He's brought something new to Manchester United. But, brother, simplify your game. Pass, you know. Don't just do the one-time passes. And this falls down again to training and the previous regime where you told him to just do exactly what he was doing in Sporting Lisbon. No, you don't do that, bro. If you come here and learn how to play the Manchester United way, which we don't really know what the Manchester United way is anymore. But
the guy who shall not be named actually said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, yeah,
I just do what you done at
exactly. Like you have no tactics. That emphasizes how much how manager has no tactics, no philosophy or anything. He tells anyone that comes in, oh yeah, man, just do what you're doing. Yeah, just do Madrid, Juventus. You get me, freestyle football, and that's what held us to the situation that we're in. But back to Bruno, I said it before, I like Bruno, but simplify your game. Learn how to pass. You know, learn how to pass to a player, not to space. To a player, your own player, because you just keep giving the ball away, and to me, it feels like you're playing against us than playing for us. I've had enough. I've had enough of a lot of things. Yes, I'm not gonna go crazy about you can leave and etc. Because there's some players that I feel like should stay. You know, I'm not gonna name them, but I feel like there's some players that should stay and some players that you move on. But Bruno Fernandes himself, so far, has been poor. He has been as Cristiano Ronaldo, poor as Marcus Rashford, poor as Harry Maguire. As well, he's been poor. He has never shined in big games. We talk about how Pogba doesn't shine in big games, but no one talks about Bruno not shining in big games. They don't want to have that conversation.
They don't. Uncomfortable conversations.
It is an uncomfortable because it's your favorite player.
Yeah. Whereas and Eddie's touched on this about criticizing. Pogba was poor against City, and Pogba was my favorite player, but I'll criticize him and say he was poor and he needs to do better because I've said this before. I'll say this again. Our entire season rides pretty much with you, not just you. I've said this, numbers 19, 6, and 25. Those three players will carry us as far as we go this season in terms of in the Champions League and top four. Because you've seen it, they all played poorly against Atletico Madrid, and that was one of our worst performances of the season. You see it. Varane steps out, number 19 steps out the team, and we concede 4 to Manchester City. Do I believe we probably still get beat with Varane? Yes, but do I believe it's 4 and it becomes that shambolic? No. But we'll never know. And Brian, yeah, you're right. You can't be a 10 and shoot first. That's called a second striker. And that's my problem, is the fact that even though he plays in an 8 or a 10, he is a second striker, and that's detrimental to what Manchester United are trying to do because it don't work. Football has moved on. You can't just have how many teams have just this free roaming player just doing what they like that's not in the wide areas. If it's in the wide areas, and you got like Salah, Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have a free roam, like he won't just stick out wide. Well, sometimes he'll collect the ball out wide, dribble in and try and score. Other times he'll start a little bit more centrally. Type of thing. But in terms of
and furthermore, yeah, just to add on to that, Flawless, yeah, if you are going to deploy that and you're going to have a free roaming player, it has to be Pogba.
I agree.
In my opinion.
I agree. Yeah,
I'm saying, if anything, but it is what it is, man.
I agree, like 110%. And you lot get the likes up, man. We got over 40 of you watching, and we're even at 30 likes. So punch the likes up, man. And Eddie, and Peter's right. Yeah, you're saying it's because a large portion of your fan base overhypes players for the smallest achievement. I agree with this. 100%. Europa League 2 years ago, Sevilla, he did well. Who you talking about? You talking about Bruno there, Fardine? Let us know. Matt said it's very rare, like it's happened before. I'm sure he's had a good 90 minutes at some point. I just can't remember. Is what I'm saying. I'm sure I'm just guessing because someone's gonna pop up and say, nah, he played well against such and such. I'm sure it's happened at some point.
At some point he did. He probably had a very good, fantastic 90 minutes. But that was a very long time ago because we can't even remember that. All we remember is stinkers.
It's too rare. That's my point. Is the fact that we can't pinpoint and be like, yeah, he played well in his 30 minutes. That's a problem. That is a major problem. One, absolutely. Where are we gonna go to next?
Consistent at not playing well.
We've done the Bruno. We need to move on to the guy himself, the man of the hour, the one that thinks he can just decide to leave when he's been underperforming because he's worried about his minutes. Mr. Marcus that feeds the kids himself, Rashford.
Take it away, Ivorian. Take it away, man. Your time. You can take it away.
As you know, guys, earlier on Monday, the day after we lose, every time Manchester United lose, a lot of stuff comes out. People are not happy. People didn't like the way the manager spoke to them, and then etc. So that came out that Marcus Rashford is apparently unhappy and wants to leave based on his playing situation. And again, during that day, news came out that he's had discussions with PSG. Yeah, you're not the guy to replace Mbappe if you think he's going to go there and replace Mbappe. You ain't the one. Marcus Rashford decided he wants to leave because of playing time. Marcus Rashford is unaware that he's been underperforming because he thinks he's too good. His PR team has put him in a pedestal that he's the man that needs to be playing every day. And that's the problem with Manchester United. We have players who think they deserve to be playing, regardless whether they're not playing well or they are playing well. They're not thinking about getting their position on the merit and work hard, which I'm disappointed if this is true. I believe, I don't know. I want to say it's not true. Rashford is like my brother from another mother, which I love and hate at the same time. I love him because of his talent, but I hate him because he can't think for himself. And I've always questioned whether he done his GCSE maths. Was he good at science when it came to trigonometry? Because he can't calculate and he can't do any triangles or anything on that pitch. For him to say that he wants to leave because of playing time, you're a joke, bro. You're a joke. You should be motivated. You should be like, no. I need to prove to the manager that I'm good enough to be starting. What do I need to work on? Do I need to do some maths, go art, draw, improve my level of creativity? What do I need to do to get better? Because clearly, whatever you do on the pitch, on the training ground, it's not working. So for you to say you want to leave, it just shows us how cowardly these Manchester United players are. They're prima donnas. All they care about is their stature and their status on the social media side that they need to be playing. Rashford, you've been underperforming since September. And right now, we're in March. I don't care if you had problems behind. Listen, I don't care if you got racial abuse. I do care about that, but it's beyond that time. Like, that was last year. I don't care if you had injuries and you had surgeries. That was last year. That was 6 or 7 months ago. We're in March and you're still not performing. That's a problem there.
Bro, he's never been that guy, man. He's never been that guy.
He's never been that guy. I've always said he's overrated and overhyped. Watch Marcus play for 90 minutes. He will frustrate you. I used to call him Nani 2.0, but Nani didn't frustrate me like this.
Yeah.
Nani was a bit more consistent than Marcus Rashford. I love Rashford. For someone to score 20 goals and double assists with a broken back, it's not an easy job. Broken back, hips, shoulders, whatever he had, it's not an easy job. But it's his consistency in the 90 minutes of the game that worries me. It's like no one talks to him. It's like no one advises him. Or whether they do, they just don't get it. But guys, as you know, Rashford wants to leave. Whether you're up for it or not, I don't care. If he wants to leave, go ahead and leave. We can find someone. In fact, the guy that got charged for the R charge was way better than you. He was the truth.
For that scumbag, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I just have to put it out there every time in it. Yeah,
you have to. We're all disappointed. Let down. But the guy that was there before, he was the truth. He was way more talented than you. And he could have took a position. But now he's not there. Still, you can't get into the game. Alanga's ahead of you. Why? Because he shows more commitment and he shows more interest and he listens to whatever Ralph Ragnar has to say.
Yeah, he also shows more IQ and intellect, man.
Exactly so. Like, you're 24 years old and you still can't add 1 + 1 makes 2. You're 24, bro.
He ain't got it, man.
He ain't got it. A 24-year-old that can't make the right decisions now is done. it's done. He'll never get it. If you can't get it before and now, when you're 24, because this is when you're your prime best. 24,
Impact player,
you're
bro.
seasoned professional. You're a big man in the game now. You're not a youngster. You're a big man. You're supposed to be competent, and you're incompetent at the age of 24.
I don't know how people are comparing him with Mbappe. From
You
time
can't.
ago, you could see Mbappe was levels. Like you could see, you take 2 touches of the ball, you could see levels. Like compared to Rashford. But
That's
what you
just-
said is facts, man. Nothing.
Yeah,
but
that's
facts.
just love. That's love from. That's just love from fandom. Now. That's what that is, isn't it? Where we're overhyped players and stuff like that. This is what we do in it. Like, when Bissaka came in and we all got gassed. It's the same shit. No, obviously nowhere near the level of Rashford and Mbappe, but I'm saying that's where that stems from because we all love Manchester United as Manchester United fans. We want the best, so you're gonna tend to overhype. Like the same way. What did Wenger say? Everybody thinks they got the prettiest wife at home. It's the same thing.
Until they see your next team.
No, that's you, Ivorian. You know what I'm saying? That's you, Ivorian. You know what I'm saying? That's look at this guy.
Ivorian is a very loyal guy, bro. Like, you get me? I put my woman on a plate, bro. Like
on a pedestal, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, on that pedestal.
I don't even look
and
at
it's justified. Ain't no Bruno shit. It's actually justified. You know what I'm saying? My point being is when Wenger said that, like, it's kind of like that. Everyone thinks they got the best players in that. Same way everyone thinks they got the best youngsters. Everyone thinks they got the best strikers. This is why you see, when you look on Twitter and you see Twitter spaces, that's why comparisons always happen. That's why combined 11s always happen. And this player's better than that player to the point. Sometimes it's retired players. I'm saying, or players that's why you'll see Eden Hazard get mentioned in that. Like, oh, our player's better than your legend and stuff like that. That's what I'd say on that. But yeah, Dan, your thoughts on the Rashford situation?
Bro, Ivorian just flipping broke it down, bro. Like he said everything I would have said and more. But yeah, man, he's done out here, bro. Like I said, he's never been that guy. I see him as an impact player to come off the bench. No questions about that. He's a great impact player. And that's all I would use him for. And it's becoming more evident that's what he is. That's where his place lies. That's where he lies. Like, and there's no shame in that. Like, it is what it is. Be real with yourself. And keep it moving, man. You're not that guy. And like what Ivorian said, there's too many players, prima donnas, that think they're that guy. Like Maguire, Mr. Tankard, all them guys, yeah. All these guys, they think they are that guy. And it's because it trickles down, because the way this club is run allows these players to think how they think. Do you know what I'm saying? These spoiled people, and then you see it trickles down to all types of stuff. There's so many little caveats. That's why you got Greenwood, whatever, doing his shit. Like, it's just all different. It all ties in together. That's why the whole thing is a shambles. Starts from the top, man. Shout out to Nuruddin Structure, man. Mr.
Structure. And yeah, that again, what was crazy, and somebody tweeted this, because the crazy word that I seen was not even the crazy word, the statement from Rashford, or like the comments or reported comments, whatever you want to call them, that he's shocked by his lack of game time, which is crazy to me.
Bro?
This is my point, but somebody quote tweeted this, and I can't remember who it was, and it was one of them quote tweets that got enough retweets, got enough likes, and it was like, because under the last regime, Rashford and others were used to just dropping stinkers and playing badly. They're used to just playing.
But this is why I rate Ragnick.
Yes, this is my point.
He's doing what we're all thinking and want to be done. You're seeing the signs. He dropped Bruno that time as well. Like, don't forget.
Yeah. He dropped Bruno, he dropped Ronaldo, he's dropped Rashford.
Yeah, he's dropped Ronaldo. Like, he's doing the right things. That's what we want. It might not work straight away. The vision, like, we see the vision in it. Yeah, we see what he wants to do. So, yeah, man. So didn't Rashford put up a thing about on his status or something about he loves Man United or something?
Yeah, it was him as a kid in the United shirt, which is all well and good. I love Manchester United. Doesn't mean I'm good enough to play for Manchester United. We all love Manchester United. What does that mean? Like, the fans that go there all love Manchester United. They don't mean we're good enough. Go get Big Dave from the stand, from the Stretford End to play then, if that's the case. If it's just based off love. Like, no, where's the... And again, that adds into the sentiment. It's a skill thing. Talent. That's what keeps you in the squad. You are in the starting 11 for Manchester United of merit. If your performances are good enough, you'll start week in, week out. The fans will sing your name and we'll all love you. If you aren't performing good enough, you'll get dropped to the bench and the fans are going to criticize you. Because I've seen something that stated, how true this is, I don't know, let me know in the chat, that certain agents have contacted Rio Ferdinand and told him to stop criticizing Manchester United players. How about you lot play better?
Rio said it.
So Rio actually said it himself. How about you lot play better? How about you stop worrying about what Rio Ferdinand is doing and concentrate on your football. And if you perform to a higher level, there's no room to criticize. If you play at the highest level in any professional sport, especially something as big as football, for the biggest club in the country, Dan already said it, you are under the microscope. If you drop a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, a 4 out of 10, you are going to be criticized. And Rashford has been awful the entire season. Let's call a spade a spade.
Bro, like I said, because the club's the club is not, their vision is dead now. They're not trying to win titles and shit like that. Trickles down to the players. They're not gonna have the same ambition and that. Didn't I see a picture the other day where it was talking about everyone's Twitter bios and that Chelsea's, Twitter bios and Man City compared to Man United, and we're just talking about shirt sales or whatever in the bio when everyone else is like, champions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck, bro?
Facts. And John KJB, you're right. Being a United player and not expecting criticism if you're playing poorly. Now, if you're playing well and you're being criticized and you're not getting starts, I would understand that. If saying, if I play a certain position for Manchester United and the person in front of me is not playing well and I can't get a game, I understand why. If Eric Bayou's been fit now for a minute, is not getting games, and Maguire's playing poorly or Lindelof's playing poorly and I'm not getting a chance, I would understand him having an issue. Same with Tellez, with Shaw, or whatever position. So say, for instance, Rashford did come out and say this, but Sancho was playing poorly and Elanga was playing poorly. It would make more sense because the players in front of me but Sancho's been playing better than you this season. Elanga has been better than you this season. That's a fact. You can't argue that. They've been two of our bright sparks in what's been a mediocre season is Sancho since the last guy left and he actually got a run of games. And Elanga's come up with important goals and important performances. We've seen this. The Atletico Madrid goal. He scored against Brentford, had an impact against Brighton. He's just bright. Do I believe that Elanga is like the answer? No. But currently, do I want him starting over Rashford? Absolutely. Because I know what you are going to offer. And we've seen him do that. And he can hopefully continue to have an impact. And he's just doing the basics like running and being energetic and closing down. I'm saying, and showing for the ball and running in behind and getting back and helping out his fullback. Just basics. That's all he's coming and do. Similar to what Brandon Williams did when he displaced Luke Shaw. Man just came in and did the basics, overlapped. You know what I'm saying? Tackled, got in people's faces, all that type of stuff. So that's all it is. So the fact that he's bemused, I think the word was, is crazy to me. How are you shocked? He's befuddled by it. No, your performance, and he's questioning his future. Leave in it. I'm cool with you bouncing.
Bye.
To even add to the word criticism, one would think to get to the level of Manchester United is because you've been able to uprise and go above your constructive criticism. That's how you get to Manchester United, because you've received a lot of constructive criticism and you've worked on it and you've got to the Manchester United starting lineup. And you get upset when you're receiving more criticism. I don't understand this type of level of ability, this mentality. Sorry. Your mentality at Manchester United is
because he thinks he's made it now.
I accept criticism and I work on my criticism, whether it's constructive, positive, or negative. I was built on, staying strong mentally and just working on my criticism and to show up the haters. But these players don't. They don't work on that. Criticism is a good thing. It gets you better. It ups your game. It gives you a reality check that you need to improve your shit. And Marcus Rashford, you've been given that reality 1 year too late, because you're supposed to get this 2 years ago or a year back, but you got it this year. And you can't rise above your criticism and you want to leave. That shows me the mentality of all these Manchester United players. They are weak. Your agent, you're calling your agent to tell Rio, please don't talk bad about me on 5. Vibes with 5. Please don't tell the man them Wilson, and also don't talk about me on Vibes with 5, man. I can't take it no more. And stuff like that just annoys me, man. You're a Manchester United player. You're supposed to have an elite mentality, elite level mentality. Nothing can get through this. Nothing can break my mind, because I've gone through it in life and to get to where I need to get to. So I'm shocked again and disappointed with these players. Bunch of pumps. That's what I say. Bunch of
entitled, man.
Entitled guys. And one thing I have to say about this,
bunch of
these guys, bunch of
complexes, bro.
Yeah, trust me. What I have to say,
that word. That's funny. You're going.
The one thing I don't like is I have this feeling that when Ralph dropped these players, they go upstairs and complain.
Which is all well and good. I don't want players being unhappy about being dropped, but work on it. That's my point. Is the way you shut up criticism is by performing better. If Rashford turns it around this season and from March to the end of the season performs much better, guess what? We're gonna look at you different and go, Rashford's actually playing well. Over these past 2-3 months, he's been putting in good performances. He's been creating chances, scoring goals. He's been back to his old self in terms of energetic, closing down. Like he's just back to not his normal self, but he's back playing better. Like the eyes don't lie. The eyes don't lie. You know what I mean? You can lie to yourself, but your eyes, you know what you see. You know exactly what you see. And we've seen him perform poorly the same way Maguire's getting criticism because he's performing poorly. Alanga's getting praise because he's been playing well as of late, as is Sancho. Like that's how life works. Never mind just football, especially football where you are watched by millions upon millions week in, week out, sometimes twice a week if there's 2 games in a week. Same way when we play Spurs, it's all eyes on Manchester United and all the players. Big game. Then we play Atletico Madrid a few days later. 2 massive games, especially that Atletico Madrid game. Let Rashford go and have a great performance against Atletico Madrid. We're having a different conversation the next day. Like hopefully he can turn this around. He's been poor recently, but props to him. He helped us out there. Go do something on the pitch. All this talking. Complaining to Rio and Twitter posts. That's not like Roy Keane now and Instagram posts. Go perform on the pitch. That's all I care about. All this other shit is extra. And it has no bearing whatsoever. I don't care whether you poke. I don't even follow you lot. So I don't care. Go perform on the pitch. Simple as that. That's how you go score a hat-trick against Spurs. How about that?
Yeah, perform on the pitch.
Yes. It's that simple.
You can't act like you're exempt to criticism. Even Jesus himself received criticism while he was alive. And he literally rised above it. He rose ascended into the air. God himself received criticism by every hater here that don't believe. But still, he rises above it. Come on, man. You're no different from anyone else that's had this walk of life. Accept the criticism, rise above it. Like me, if Flawless told me, Patrick, you're shit at presenting, I'm going to rise above it and go and fix myself up.
You better, innit? Yeah. It's like it's all, and we can all.
And that's a good friend as well, by the way.
Yes, 100%. Like you should, but we should also add on top of that is like, be like, look, this is how you get better. Like we're all trying to improve. Like if you go back and look, I bet Ivorian will say this on his own channel. If you go look at his first video and look at him now, they'll be worlds apart. Same way with experience. Same way I go back and look at the first video to now is worlds apart, but I still try and improve. I still try and get better. Like I mentioned it before, why I didn't do the Spurs Everton watch along because I was sorting out the new NBA thumbnails. Like I'm still trying to improve the channel further and still help it grow in that, man. Never stand still. Never ever stand still in that, man. Like never stop moving and stop running. And people talking about Rashford with that and like, do I think it's outside shit? Again, no, I just don't think he's that good. I think at best he's a squad player. It's his confidence shot, yes. And we have to add that into the mix. People act like players are robots. And I'm not making excuses. I'm saying that's a part of the reason. Rashford don't have that Bruno thing that is a rational confidence. Like Bruno is confident regardless. We could be 2-0 down, 3-0 down. Bruno will still pick up the ball from 25 yards or 40 yards and have a shot or try an audacious pass. That is a rational confidence. Rashford don't have that. Whereas most of the time, a rational confidence is not good. But in certain situations, it is. Because one thing about Bruno is he don't stop, like, trying. I've never seen him give up. Like I said, we've seen him play Hollywood 60-yard pass. Yo, we're down 3-0 from. And this guy's trying to play, again, me a 60-yard. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? This guy, even against the Atletico Madrid game, I never forget this. We was on the watch-along. And I think it was just after one of the times Atletico Madrid hit the bar. And it was towards the end of the game. And the corner came out. Bruno's dribbling out with the ball. And I go, Bruno, I am on my knees. Please pass this to somebody in a blue shirt. And the guy just shanks the clearance with his weaker foot straight back to Atletico Madrid. I'm like, that's you.
That's what separates the top players, man.
This is my point.
The right moments.
But why, after the team, we're 1-1 away to Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, we've been off the entire game pretty much. They've just hit the bar. We are closing in on a fantastic result. One we probably don't deserve, but we're in the game. And you have the ball towards the end of the game, and you try a pass with your weaker foot. Split. You know what I mean? Trying to split the defenses. Come on, man. Just some game management. Just awareness. Not a rational confidence. Just pass it. I don't care if he would have passed it 5 yards sideways. Just keep the ball for a minute. Yeah. I agree. Bruno should be a sub. I agree. Because one time I've seen him play well was against, I think it was under Carrick's reign, and him and Rashford came on against Villarreal, I believe. And he actually played well. So, yeah, but I like it says it's mad how the media does control the narrative. Rashford has been trash on the pitch since before the Euros. Suddenly now it's new news. It's because a lot of things, I get what you're saying, I like it. Media do control a lot of the narrative because Depends where you get your information, but they are the loudest. Well, they were the loudest voices at one point. They're not anymore because of not here, but spaces like other people, like a Saeed, like a Rance, like a Aaron. Like they're getting thousands upon thousands of people. These men are doing 1 million views a month type of thing. So they're getting a lot of eyes of them. So they're having impact. And this is why you see them get attacked, because they have that type of impact. But in regards to this, yeah, it's because a lot of people do get their news from the media. And Rashford was poor, but he's dropped off, and Ollie was always the talking point. That's what it is. But now he's gone. Now we're looking at all the players. There's no hiding place for them anymore. The reason why we were so on the last guy is because we knew he wasn't good enough. We knew he wasn't good enough. And he's back in the building as well. But now he's gone. It's like, all right, let's look at these players. Yes, Eddie, what are you saying? So that's where that stems from.
Let me make sure I muted everything. I just had to, do that little JOB real quick.
Yeah, man, it's calm. Handle biz, fam. Handle biz, because we're going to close out. But yeah, actually, Eddie, since you're back, I want to get all your thoughts on this. And this is the last point we'll end on. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm legit going to put Ivorian's channel in the title right now as I ask Eddie this question. So you can go and subscribe to his channel. It is in the title, Red United TV. So Eddie, I thought it was... I couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing. And I thought it was great that he said it, even though I don't rate him. The Scott McTominay interview after the game. So for those that don't know, the part that I'm talking about is where he said, if you look at Manchester City, they just pop the ball off 1 and 2 touch. We don't sustain attacks because too many of our players are trying fancy balls and Hollywood balls. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of what he said. Yeah, fam. That's what he said. He said we do too much fancy stuff in the final third instead of just keeping the ball. So, Eddie, your thoughts on that part or anything else you want to add in regards to what McTominay said?
Now, first off, subscribe to Red United TV. Real
Facts.
one, of course. Real one. It was crazy coming from Scott McTominay because you know how I feel about that man. I don't.
Scotty.
It's 10 on 11 when he's on the pitch, but it's all good because at least he's trying, right? That's what they tell me. When I saw that interview, it was just, I think it was the frustration of all of us. He could feel and he understood in this moment, if I do anything but critique that performance, it'll be all bad for me. So he played it smart. He was like, I'm not going to call anybody out but name Bruno. But y'all playing these balls all over the place. It's the simple passes that are going to make us a unique and difficult team to play. Simply put, like McTominay can say all that, but I don't care about what y'all say, bro. I could care less because every time I turn around, y'all are making mistake after mistake after mistake. Fix up. Like it's real simple for me. Like y'all can give the best speeches. Y'all can give them Instagram posts that everybody
Braveheart speeches, blood.
You did Braveheart, William Wallace type motherfuckers in this chat.
Freedom,
freedom, you bastards.
Freedom.
You dig? It's like y'all say all of that, and then run out there and play like that. Run out there and play like so. For me, man, he played it smart. I always tell anybody who has something to say on a team, bro, look at the mirror first. You look at the mirror first, and you come out and say some shit for me. That's fine. If he would have said like, "I need to play better," that would have been it. That would have been like the beginning stages of that conversation. I would have been like, "Okay, McTominay, you're some respect," but he lived to see another day. That's it.
Yeah. Nah, I get exactly what you're saying. That's like that part. Ivorian, I don't know if you've seen it. Obviously, the bit I mentioned and amongst other stuff, but your thoughts on what
the post-match reaction from McTominay where he spoke about keeping it simple, some players just not running enough and etc., giving the ball away in these players. He spoke a bit of the truth, innit? Which I have to respect sometimes with McTominay. He speaks his heart. He truly is a Manchester. He's us on the field, but unfortunately, he's typically me with no tech, no passing ability on the field. If I was to compare him to someone like me, but
I'm taking you, Ivorian.
It's still picking me up, bro. It's not about passion and desire. Man's got an eye for a pass, regardless, man. I'm not about this hard knocks and slide tackles and elbows. I'm about keeping things simple and make things right. But yeah, Scott McTominay himself. he said exactly what he had to say. The truth was spoken. Yeah, he was digging out players, i.e. Pogba, not Pogba, I mean, i.e. Bruno, Maguire, and etc. Which he didn't want to say exactly who the player was, which I can respect. And what he said there, players not showing the passion and desire and intensity just to work hard, passing the right. He said it all. It was true. It was true. It was true. So that my opinion on that is that I can't blame and fault McTominay for what he said. I've got nothing against what he said. He spoke a bit of truth about Manchester United, where they're currently at. So yeah, that's my opinion, man. I can't fault McTominay. Like, I got nothing bad to say about what he said there, because he said the truth. He was just trying to, sugar it up a bit. If he really was able to come here and say exactly what he would probably say, yeah, these men are shit, fam. I know I'm shit, but these men are shit too. Bruno keeps keeping the ball
away. Facts. I hear exactly what you say. Yeah, Dan, obviously you haven't seen the full interview, but for what I've just said there, the gist of it, go watch it. I'd say after the show, make sure you go watch it, because it's an eye-opening, like, because the quotes were getting put in the comments, and I was like, no way he said this. And then Rance put it on the screen. Yeah, no way he said this. And then Rance put, and he's like, right, he actually said it. Like, he said a lot. Like, you could see his head was gone. Like in the interview,
like Eddie said, man, you gotta look at the man in the mirror as well, man. Like all of them are moving mad, innit? So he can single out one or two players or whatever, but as a cohesive unit, it's all a bit mad. Like all of them are moving mad. So we've been individual brilliance for a long time. Only a couple players ever stand out when we watch the games. Literally a couple. That's it. Like out of 11 players on the field, and that it's just crazy. I mean, but. Yeah, man. I'm gonna watch it though, but can't really speak much on it. I didn't see it.
No, fair enough. No,
speaking facts though, but everyone needs to look at themselves. Man in the mirror. No MG.
Well, in regards to what he said, like that part in particular is what stood out to me, because like he's spot on, and we all know he's talking about Bruno. We all know Bernardo Silva. Eddie, who mentioned, was talking about Bruno, and this is why Bruno stands got upset all over the timeline. Bear in mind, McTominay didn't mention Bruno by name. Bernardo Silva didn't mention Bruno by name. Bear in mind, Bernardo Silva is cool with Bruno because they play in the same national team. Their man was just at the Euros. But what Bernardo Silva said in terms of, I can play whatever, numerous through balls into the, I can play numerous balls into the box. And he's like, I can give the ball away 100 times, but I'll get one assist and people will say I play well. That's not how you play football. You know what I'm saying? The ball is your friend, people. I say this all the time. Bruno plays football like it's basketball and it's a shot clock. He's Russell Westbrook. Legit. Like Peter called it. For those that I watch the same guy in two different sports week in, week out. People know, obviously I watch United week in, week out. I've watched a lot of the LA Lakers because we do NBA watch-alongs. And Peter said from early, and said, yo, Bruno is just, what did he say? Yeah, Russell Westbrook is just beige Bruno. I didn't get what he meant at the time. And then if you go watch Russell Westbrook play, he's very similar to Bruno in terms of numbers are great. If you look at Russell Westbrook's numbers, fine. You mentioned it, Ivorian, in terms of our fan base like him because of his GNA and his numbers. That's all Bruno fans do when you talk about, he scored this many goals, he's got this many assists, he's created this many chances, he's played this many progressive passes and all this rubbish. Watch him play. He is an eyesore. He is an enemy of progress. He is a destruction of progress. He legit is. And my point is, the fact that other players are calling it out, not only rival players in terms of Bernardo Silva, who is his Portuguese brethren, you would think, all right, let me just lay off him because we play in the same national team. He's like, nah, I'm not being criticized for this, because people will put them on the same pedestal like their level. Bernardo Silva is levels clear of Bruno Fernandes. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Secondly, let's get that. Secondly, you have Scott McTominay, who himself is saying, I think he's quick when he's saying we should keep it simple 1 and 2 touch. Because to Scott McTominay's defense, that's what he does most of the time. He'll get the ball and pass it. He needs to play it more forward, but you don't really see him trying to bust step overs and dropping shoulders and all that. He's tired of Bruno because more time, he's right behind that and can see what's going on. He's tired of it. Keep the ball simple. He's tired of giving the ball away because he's like, right, you giving me more work to do. I play DM, so I know what it's like when you have an attack that don't sustain possession. And I will get onto people for doing that. I've done it at Saturday League. I've done it at Sunday League. Like, yo, keep the ball because you, man, I'm not a runner and you, man, are giving man too much work to do it. Like, keep the ball. I'm tired of this shit. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? It's hard playing in the 6 as it is, whether it's a single, whether I'm in the single 6 or in the double pivot. Like, don't do that. And never mind at the high level when you're playing at Manchester City where you might not see the ball for 10 minutes. If you give them the ball away cheaply, you might not get it back for 10 minutes. And we've seen it in the last, 5 minutes of the game, 10 minutes of the game, where it was 92% possession to 8%.
Which we have to talk about. I've never seen a team 92% possession and you've got about 8%. The only time I've seen is when I play my 5-year-old little brother at FIFA.
Yes.
And I just dominate the ball. And I just dominate. I've never seen it. And it just to see that in a Manchester derby is
it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that's with the likes of Bruno giving the ball away cheaply. Like if you give the ball away carelessly against a team who are not as good as you, you might get it back. City are the type of team who will keep the ball, we've seen it, to 10, 15 minutes and put together 30, 40 passes. Easy. And like just self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? And that get on the ball, because as good as the other team is, this is a Michael Owen quote. The other team can't score if they don't have the ball. I don't know why that's not a simple concept. As good as their attack is, take the ball away from them. They're not going to score. What did Mourinho say about when he played Barcelona? It was a quote from years ago when I think it was his Inter Milan side or his Chelsea side. I think they had like 20% possession against Barcelona. It was the Inter, and people were complaining about his Inter Milan side. And he was like, and someone said to him, right, they had 80, 90% of possession. They had like 80% possession. And he's like, yeah, let them keep the ball. We'll take the 3 points. Simple as that. That's legit what it is. And yeah, Peter Eddie's laughing because you know he's right, 100%. Anyone who watches NBA, it's facts. It's facts. It's facts. Anyone who watches football and watches Manchester United, which I do week in, week out, and watches the LA Lakers week in, week out, knows them two are the same player. I watch the same guy in 2 different spots. I swear on everything. It's one of the most accurate assessments I've ever seen of 2 players in separate spots. It's mad. Not even enemies of progress, just pure destruction. Free mode in GTA type destruction. Just needless. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make sense. But yeah, I know Pierre Eddie knows you, right? That's why he is laughing. And Bernardo Silva didn't say anything about Bruno, but he was talking about what he said. Everybody presumed he was talking about Bruno because he just didn't mention him by name. Like he described Bruno's game to a T. If you search it on Twitter Prime, it will pop up 100%. And yeah, Peter says it here. You cannot function against a City Liverpool team with a player as wasteful as Bruno. Try that shit at Anfield and you're getting nailed to the cross. Facts. But when I say this, I'm a bad fan and don't want what's best for the team because he might get an assist like he did against Atletico Madrid, where he got an assist but was horrific for the entire game. For the entire game, he was horrific. And that's not... You can't have that for sustained success. No other team has that. No other team has a player as wasteful as him. And people be like, other players lose the ball. Yes, but they lose it in the correct way. His is just terrible decision-making. When I see other attacking players losing the ball, it's by execution. Like the cross was the right thing to do. It was just short. Or the cross was over here. I see him playing crossfield passes and there's a guy 5 yards away from you. Just pass the ball 5 yards from him. You're on the halfway line. What are you doing? High volume players, but they're still crap. Yeah, pretty much. Have we missed anything?
We pretty much covered everything. So I said sometimes it just makes me wonder. I don't know whether it's the players or the coaches because is anyone telling these guys, please just pass 5 yards, please? I just do it like in a training pitch. No one's doing that at all because I definitely would. I'm not a professional coach, but I would definitely tell them, please, just pass to him. Like right there. What's all this Hollywood passes? Yeah. It's like Manchester United players just do whatever they want to do. And it's facts because we saw Ralph Ragnick's football for 45 minutes at Crystal Palace and we never saw it again.
Yeah.
So there is a problem.
Yeah.
There is a massive problem that these players don't want to take in someone else's word. Yes, I've heard some things as because he's an interim and he's not going to be there. Let's not listen to what he has to say. No. You need to save your season. We got him to save our season, to get something at the end of the season. If it's a trophy, let it be. If it's finishing the top 4, let it be. If it improves you as a player, let it be. But he decided not to take on his instructions because of why? Why? Because he won't be here at the end of the season. I'm waiting for the next man to come in. And that's why I feel like they are waiting for the next man to come in. So when he's telling Rashford, can you stop crashing into people? You know, stop. It's not Rash Bandicoot where you're looking backwards and the ball's coming towards you and you can't see what's in front of you. This ain't Rash Bandicoot, bro. You get me? So yeah, like it's just funny. It's like I believe it's so. The guy is an interim and they're not respecting him in his words and they're not taking his instructions in. Where this guy can actually improve you and help you save your save your season and gain some respect, but you don't want to do that. You just want to do what you want to do. The fact that men change from 4-2-2-2 to 4-2-3-1 to 4-3-3 to suit your needs says it all about.
I like that about Ralph though. The fact that he's trying to switch systems to fit what's best, and that's good. And I've seen him make tactical changes as well at times. Whether it's the Brighton game where he brought on Tellez because Lamptey's causing issues, the changes he made at Atletico Madrid, changes he made at Brentford, because obviously we lost the 2-0 lead at Villa just a few days before, and that helped. So it's good to see a manager proactive. But again, people, he's interim. I'm not judging a temporary guy. I'm saying, get him out. He's a temporary guy. I don't
understand why people say Ralph Ragnick out. He's temporary. He's an interim. He's here to fix the shit that Lord Voldemort done previously. Do you not get that? The shit, it went wrong. Shit went wrong. We had to abandon the ship and jump on another ship.
Facts. But people, the reason also why people want to criticize him is because they still love the last guy and didn't want him to get sacked, and they don't want to admit that he wasn't good enough, so they'll try and criticize. I'm like, yo, he's an interim. Man, I see people, we got beat 4-1 by City. This wouldn't happen under Oli. What?
Yeah, people will say, what did Ralph Ragnick win? What did he manage? How come he didn't manage? I'm like, well, he doesn't deserve to be here. I'm like, your previous manager, what did you do to deserve to be here? He should not have been here. Nothing. No,
man gonna tell me Norwegian league, yeah? That opens up a whole kind of.
No one can tell me winning the Norwegian league is greater than winning the German Super Cup, because the Norwegian league is like ranked 10th, 15th, 20th in UEFA standing.
And people also forget as well, the second time he went back, he failed to win the competition.
Exactly. And we all saw the interviews with these guys. Even though we don't speak Norwegian or Danish, all I heard was null tactics. Null tactics means no tactics in English. I didn't need to hear anything else. Anything more. I heard null tactics and they didn't want him back. And now the question is to these Oli lovers, Oli sexuals, will your manager get a job after this? I don't think so.
Hell no.
He's not getting a job. He's not. I said this to someone who was on the Q&A, so it was like, Oli wouldn't manage in England because he was behind.
Football Manager and said unable to install. That's all he said.
Not enough for Ram and that blood.
and on that one, bro.
And this whole legend thing's up for debate. You know, this legend. Because to me, I see him as a club icon. I call him the side to the sides. You know, when you get burgers and fries, he's the salad, and not everyone eats the salad. He ain't no legend, bro. He's a side man to the side. You get me? You can't live your whole career. I'm happy being on the sub. I don't want to be the main man. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
You can't be a legend from that. That's not a legend. That's a club icon because he scored the goal that won us the Champions League. A real legend is someone like, let's say, for example, Eric Cantona, the George Best, the guys who done the thing. You know, this legend thing is being used up too easily, and I don't like it. They'll even call Nicky Butt a legend. Is Nicky Butt a legend? No, he used to play for the team, but he's not a legend.
Yeah, it depends on your metric and what your criteria is for a legend, but I hear your point. I do hear your point, but this
different
is
levels as well.
Yeah, the fact that there is different levels. The fact that he has like left a black mark to me because of what had happened, but I'm just glad he's gone. And it's just amazing. Like I said, we lose our first league game in 2 months and people want to crop up out the woodwork. 2 months, but you lot weren't critical when we got packed 5-0. 2 games.
Yeah, they weren't saying nothing when it was 4-1, 5-1, 2-0 to City, 5-1 to RB Leipzig, all this nonsense.
4-2 to Leicester.
Yeah, they weren't saying nothing.
When was getting beat by Turkish teams in you know what I'm saying, in Istanbul.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Easily getting moved to in the middle.
Yeah. Facts.
Or Istanbul, Beşiktaş, whatever it's called.
I said Don't disrespect people. We just running bants. When we lose into Villarreal in the Europa League final.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No subs. No one's talking about that.
Yeah, like it is. Now all you man got voices again. I'm gonna call you like Gary Neville's. You know what I'm saying? All you Gary Neville's got hella shit to say now, innit? Ridiculous. Look at the individual performances of your backline on Sunday. You need even more technical security than normal in front of them to limit the amount of work they have to do. Facts, Peter. And that goes back to me saying if the opposition don't have the ball, then your defense ain't being tested. Like people have said that about, the defense ain't that good. Yeah, because they don't spend. I believe their defense is quality, but they spend a lot of time with possession of the ball. Yeah, man, like it makes sense. 26 points from 14 under Ragnick, 17 from 12 under Oli. Like,
and let's not forget minus goal difference when he left and finished, and we was 8th. That says it all to me.
8th. Are we Arsenal?
Minus goal difference. Minus goal difference. No, peace that. I don't see that at Manchester United.
We had Ronaldo, Cavani, Martial, Sancho, Rashford, Diallo, Donny van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, and we had minus goal difference. Hella doing up Gary Neville's prime. That's what I'm gonna call them, man. Them are just a bunch of Nevils.
Nevs, bro. Nevs.
Hella Nevs.
Hella
Nevs. And that's not even disrespect. Like, that's just the facts of the matter. Man, I've got all voice. I see man on the chat who, I mean, on Twitter, who I had back and forth with after the Liverpool game. It's like, yo, where's the criticism of Ollie? We just lost 5-0. We lose 4-1 away to City, and all of a sudden, oh, this wouldn't happen under Ollie. Whatever, man. He's washed. And that's why he won't get a job in top European football again. He won't. He probably won't even hire him in Norway.
He wouldn't be allowed to coach a Sunday league team.
I don't want him.
Yeah, if I seen him at my Sunday league or Saturday league team, I'd probably leave. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
remember, Flawless, there's PE teachers that are offended when you call them Ollie. They said, I'm better than that guy.
Yeah, serious. That's disrespectful to PE teachers. Some of the PE teachers I had were actually cold. They could manage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's not a dig. They finished 8th back-to-back prime. I'm just saying that we asked them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is it, Pia, who is, for those that don't know, is a Chelsea fan. He says, all the apologists remind me of Lampard apologists. They all make me sick. Facts. I've seen Chelsea fans talk about, we should have kept Lampard.
Yeah,
you don't win the Champions League.
Better look out.
Oh, yeah, they could get relegated. That's a whole conversation we're going to have in the Q&A. Hey, we go have that conversation. That's a conversation to be had. But yeah, we're going to close out the show, people. Don't worry, I'm definitely going to bring this panel back for another ManDem United very, very soon. Very, very soon. Bring back Ivorian, Eddie, and Danny. We'll go to you first, Ivorian. Anything you want to add before we leave the stream? Don't forget as well, people, the link for his channel is in the title, people. It's in, so you can click on it right now as I'm speaking. It will open up a new tab, and you can go subscribe right there. But Ivorian, anything you want to add from?
But yeah, guys, also remember to smash the like button, subscribe here as well. Then subscribe to Red United TV. Follow me on Instagram, Ivorian_Spice, and then follow the official Instagram account of Red United TV, which is Red United TV 1. And you can follow me on Twitter, Ivorian_Spice. And for this week, I've got the watch along coming on for tomorrow's game, PSG, Man City. Got watch along for that. Watch along for the Man United versus Spurs game.
Oh, the PSG Real Madrid game, you mean? Or are you doing City Lisbon?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, is it tomorrow? When is PSG Real Madrid?
That's tomorrow.
Yep, I'm doing that. I'm doing that game. I'm doing the watch along for the Tottenham game, and of course, watch out for the match reaction that comes like 5 or 10 minutes after the full time. And that's about it, man. Watch out for the news. Press the notification bell, and yeah, man, that's it, man.
Yeah, man. Make sure you do that, people. If you're following me on all my socials, you'll find Ivorians and everyone else's socials as well. Yo, Eddie, anything you want to add before we leave the stream?
Nah, big up the boys on this panel. This was fun. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV, follow on Twitch, and appreciate y'all in the chat always, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, say everyone. You swear to God, don't KJB. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Nah. When I seen Russell, I thought it was gonna say Westbrook. I was like, I swear they can't trade him. Yo, Dan, anything you want to add, fam?
Boy, it's been a pleasure once again to be joined with you lot. And big up to everyone in the chat. Everyone, I know you might have already said it, but subscribe. I'm gonna say it again. Subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe to Ivorian Spice Blood. Yeah. Subscribe to Eddie boy. Yeah. But big up to everyone, man. Love you all, man.
Yeah, large up to all of you lot supporting, man. Big up everyone who continues to support on a regular basis. It's much appreciated. I believe there is, because I was going to cancel it, but Peter said at the start, I believe there is a Bayern versus Salzburg watch along going down on the channel. Peter, let me know before we cut out, because I'm going onto Unity Radio from 8 people, so I actually need to get ready and leave here shortly. Obviously talking all things music in it. So big up to everyone who's continued to support the single as well. So yeah, you'll get Bayern versus Salzburg, I believe, with the ManDem. I won't be here though. And then the NBA watch along tonight, 12:30, is the Grizzlies versus the Pelicans. So yeah, Peter saying he's on it because he cursed me out because I deleted it. So I will add that back to the stream, people. Well, yeah, Bayern versus Salzburg. Yeah. They're all on it. So Bayern versus Salzburg watch along. That'll start about 10 minutes before kickoff. So 7:45 p.m., 7:50 p.m. And then you'll get the NBA watch along. And then you'll probably get some gaming on the Twitch, maybe some Twitch. I mean, maybe some GTA or something. Not 100% sure. But we're back with the ManDem United podcast. Don't forget, Tuesdays and Thursdays, people. 5 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, talking all things Manchester United. Obviously, check out the upcoming live stream schedule as well, because tomorrow what shows we got? I think Shameless FC is on tomorrow on Lewis's channel. We've got the PSG Real Madrid game, which I'm very much looking forward to. And of course, the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Well, we will be rounding up, talking all things Champions League in it. So yeah, man, check that out, people. But love to everyone who has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for